Hi and welcome to day 33 of 101 Days of Winter. Today's back pain is back up to the high back pain. I don't know how I do the high back pain, but when I do, it's to the point where, nah, that's it, you're not sleeping anymore, you have to get up and do a shitload of exercise, have a shower, put a lot of heat on the upper back. So, got up a little bit earlier today. So yes, today's t-shirt. So the Receiving End of Sirens shirt. The earth sings me, far me. That comes from the fact that the earth resonates at 2 frequencies. And they use that as their album title. Very big fan of the band. And the things you learn. Today's movie is Inception, and I won't talk about Inception much, because some people probably haven't seen it yet. It's one of the very few movies on my list that were from 2010, which was the last year that a movie could become on the list. The one thing about the ending is you're looking at the wrong totem. That's a little hint. So yes, you're looking at the wrong totem. So that's all I'm going to talk about today's movie. I think it's a pretty good movie. I'm a big fan of a lot of Christopher Nolan's work. So yes, no embarrassing story today. Today I'm going to be talking about the marijuana use. I'm going to talk about the downsides. This will actually probably sound pretty positive, because my downsides have been sorely lacking compared to a lot of other people I've seen on it and have problems stopping and a lot of other things. But here I go. Usually marijuana, as in any kind of drug use, it has side effects. It has issues where you have to kind of deal with taking it. Some people get stupid off it. Some people, lose some intelligence. Speech becomes slurred. And this just isn't while on it, as in while you're high. This is an after effect as well. I never suffered from this. I didn't feel myself getting stupider, apart from one thing. My balance, and this is not the one thing, my balance was a little bit worse off, and it would comes in, but see, I'm a pretty unco person, so that wasn't so much an issue for me because I'm already uncoordinated as it is. So being more mindful of my uncoordination might have been the cause of me having less balance. But the one thing I noticed with my intelligence slipping was my spelling, grammar, and basically typing on the internet, as in talking to people through a keyboard. Basically what would happen is I would not so much spell words, like misspell them, but I would spell entirely different words. Not so much entirely, but as in words that are closely, like maybe there's 2 or 3 letters different, but as in, I'm trying to think of an example, but I can't at the moment. My theirs, and yours were absolutely shocking, but they always were. And my tense. I would sometimes talk in the wrong tense. I would also say can instead of can't, and can't instead of can, so it would always lead to confusion. that happens while I haven't been on, like when I've stopped, or even happened before. But this happened more regularly. Regularly, whatever. But yeah, that's the one thing I noticed. There were downsides. There was also some downsides that, of course, it wasn't very good on my lungs. I don't have the best lungs because I was a preemie baby. And the times where I've smoked while sick, oh, that just made things worse, which is something I won't be doing now that I am smoking again, but I'm not smoking to the point of every night. But yeah, if I'm sick, I'm just not going to smoke, because that'll just make the sickness last a little bit longer. As you can see, I'm slowly getting more dressed. And the other bad things, as I've said before, I make sure that I shower after every time, which is another reason why I don't smoke when I'm sick, because if I then catch a chill, especially in winter, that'll make things worse. There's the obvious monetary aspect of smoking, having to spend money on that when you would like to spend money on other things. It's not really that big of an issue, just because I'm very, as in, Jewish, and I'd like to, as in, I can make it stretch quite a big deal with the addition of tea. Yeah, I've already told about the benefits of smoking it with tea instead of tobacco. But yeah, that's a lot of the downsides. There's a few, but there's not as many as I thought there would be. I don't know if I'm exempt from a lot of these issues, or just because when a lot of these people have smoked weed, they smoke smoke weed all day, every day, and I only smoke it to usually get to sleep. So my intake is only, like, I have rules. I've never smoked while the sun's been up. Of course, that makes things easier in winter when the sun goes down at 5 o'clock, but even then I don't smoke until after 9. Because I'm smoking it to fall asleep, not to have the massive highs, even though the massive highs are nice. But usually they're plateaued these days. But yeah, I don't know if it's because I'm not smoking. I didn't smoke it like that. Like, oh, I've just woken up, it's time to get high, kind of thing. I mean, my life sucks, don't get me wrong, as in there's a lot of pain that I have to suffer through every day, but I couldn't go through it smoking through the entire day. I only smoke to fall asleep because that's when my anxieties and my depression is at its peak. Sometimes I can't handle it, and so I can't fall asleep. But just is what it is, I guess. I wouldn't recommend it for everybody. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to talk about a lot of the positives that come from it. At least my positives. So that should be an interesting conversation with myself. It's exercise day! Or instead of me doing video editing, I'm doing exercise, because I can't really do two at the same time, because even though I have that portable bike, I can't really pedal it underneath my computer desk. That was a long pause between computer and desk. I hate that movie. I hate it whole pass. I didn't mind the ending in terms of the little bit at the end, like right at the end, like the last line, but the rest of the movie was pretty freaking yay. Had rice bubbles with chocolate milk for breakfast because that's what I've been having chocolate milk with my cereal in the morning. You're probably asking, why don't you have Cocoa Pops? Well, I have been having Cocoa Pops with chocolate milk because then it's double like a chocolate milkshake but only crunchy. Double chocolate, motherfucker. But I was trying the rice bowls to see because I got to get rid of them. It's not the same. It still has the rice bubbles quality of where you have to kind of eat it really quickly before it becomes mush. It's less mushy with chocolate milk, which was weird, but that's it. So yeah, exercise. Exercise! So yes, watching Conan. Will exercise while I have Facebook on. David Warner advertising socks. Could probably make a joke there, but I'm not going to. But yeah, as I'm going to say in the next video, because that video was shot before this one. Stupid Australia cricket team and frickin' stupidness. It's one of the weird things. I actually want the Australian cricket team to suffer and to lose because fuck them. But at the same time, I'm just like, come on, get your shit together so I don't have to hate you. It's a weird thing. This is going to be a long video today. Going to be one of the long ones. So I'll probably leave it there because it's already going to be pretty freaking long. So that's it from me today. I just read that Australia has sacked Mickey Arthur. I find that really disappointing that Australia has once again blamed a coach for cricketing failures. The fact that the players are doing stupid shit, the fact that they're wrong selection. It's silly. Anyway, that's it for me today. Hope you all have a good day. I'll see you all tomorrow.